go over it? Okay, so before you start, that -2 leading coefficient on the x has to be factored out. We've got y equals the function, square brackets. Factoring out the -2, I get x minus 3. Minus 3. Okay, so my verbal description in order. I've got a horizontal compression of a half. I've got a reflection in the y-axis. I've shifted it 3 to the right and 3 down. My mapping would have taken any point xy on the original over to -1/2 x plus 3 y minus 3. So your t-chart should look like this. -4, 6 went to 5, 3. -2, 0 went to 4, -3. 0, 4 went to 3, 1. And 5, -2 became 1/2, -5. As in, -1/2 times 5 gives me -2.5, add 3. I've got 0.5. Okay, this last one, then it already is in preferred format. The verbal description, I've got a vertical compression of a half and a horizontal expansion of 4. Then I moved it 2 up. My mapping would be 4x, 1/2 y plus 2. The new t-chart would look like this: -16, 5, -8, 2, 0, 4, and 21. Okay, I'm just going to quickly finish up so we got time to prep for numeracy. So we're going to start with our base function, absolute value of x, and list the transformation and sketch it. Okay, to start with, this isn't written properly. I need to factor out my leading coefficient. Y equals negative function, square bracket 2, bracket x minus 1. So, a horizontal compression of a half. The negative is going to reflect it in the x-axis, is an upside down, and -1 is fit 1 unit to the right. So my base function, absolute of x, I'm just going to dot it in so I can refer back to it as I go. Okay, so there's absolute value of x. And I want to take this as my base function. I want to horizontally compress it by a half. That means it's going to get half as wide. Then reflect over the x-axis upside down. So it's going to be skinny upside down. Here's what's going to happen to a mapping. Happens to any point x on the original. It would become 1/2 x because I horizontally pressed it. Then I moved it 1 to the right, and it got over the axis, changing the sign on the y. Let's use key points. This. Here's some good key points to use. -10, 0, 0, and x is 10 is 0. So if I take x value and I compress it by a half, then negative is going to be -5, 1, -4, 2, it's -4, and then my y, which is right, and my y value, which is 10, is going to be, so this point move here, what would happen to 0? Well, 0 into 0 plus 1 Gonna move to there. Negative 0. So line horizontally compressed, down, shift over. Last one to move is 0, 10, and 10 is 5, add 1 and I get 6. And negative 10 is this line here, right on that. All the transformations at once when we this one is a vertical compression of 2/3 and moving it 4 units to the right and it's up. My map is going to take a point Y and move it over to X plus 4 towards Y plus 3. Fractions. So I'm going to choose points E multiplied by 2/3. Now they can multiply thirds 6. The key use just because I want to use it and 1, 2, 3, 6. Take the point X as is plus and put it through negative 2. Positive 6 times 4 plus 3, 7. I lost my space. Negative 2 and Y is 7. What's going to happen to 0, 0? Let's move that. And 2/3 of 0. I think that's kind of all we need to get our graph. 1, X is 6, Y is 6. 10, 2/3 of 6. Plus, going to give me 7. Called expansion of 3 and a reflection over the y-axis. Any point x, y on the original over 2 and 3y. What I did to begin with, this negative 10. So negative 1/2 is going to and 3y is going to make that. What's going to happen to 0, 0? Still 0, 0. Going to have 1/2 of 10 is negative 5. And I think I better pick something that's on the graph. Me 18. Why don't I use this one? Negative 3 and positive 3. How about these? 4, 4 and negative 4. Negative times 1/2 is going to give me positive 2. 4 is going to give me 12. Well, I'm still off my graph, but and it's gonna this and half is gonna give me -2. 4 times like that. Tell me which is usually irrelevant. Shipped the same look, the graph to look the same. And it got tall. Then it reflected it in the y-axis. Y actually did nothing. Example 3. You can check your work using your so we could have inputted 1 equals absolute value, and remember I'm going to teach you how to compose my other class has my graphing calculator.